New business, consent under agenda items. Are there any members of the public who would like to address this item?
I'd like to pull number
MSC 2024-0012 Uvida.
Are you here on that, sir?
I'm sorry. Did someone pull that?
Member Goldish wanted to.
Okay, thank you.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't hear.
I did.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, good evening, Chairwoman Gonzalez and board members. Hi, I'm the agent representing the Univida and the property owners for this miscellaneous permit, Giancarlo Hernandez. Basically, what we're trying to pass is the signs for the property. They recently remodeled, I believe, back in 2024 under a separate permit, and at that time, another agent for Univida passed several variances for the signs that ownership had in mind to display on the property. And then after those variances were passed, these are the plans and the intended signage for in reference to those to that variance, and as well as a gate or a fence that will have a metal. I brought a board. I brought a board to the zoning department. I'm not sure. So the fence and the gate consist of two different materials. There's an aluminum around the frame, and then these wood-like planks to represent wood as a decorative feature. So, if you have any questions, I'm here to answer.
Yeah, I do. On your fence, are you erecting? Now, the fence itself is going from the back of the property to the front of the property.
No, the fence is in the front of the property. It's mainly for a gate and a partial.
But it's 268 feet long, right?
Correct, and because
Which
I believe there's a section that turns. It doesn't go all the way through to the back. There's a section that turns, but it does not
So
reach.
you're talking total length.
Sorry?
Your total length is 250.
Correct.
Feet. So you're taking up the space between where their fence ends and you want to.
Correct, and I just wanted to clarify that gate will be open all day through business hours, and will only be closed at night after the business is closed to add security for the property. But it would not be a constant open and close. It won't. It won't create any traffic, as cars will not be lining up. Yet again, it will be completely open at all times until the business is closed. All the employees leave, and the gate will be closed at that time.
So the fence is going to be near the road.
After discussing with the zoning department, we separated it, I believe, 14 feet to create the triangle visibility that is required by the Department of Transportation.
Can I ask a question? Why are you putting the fence on the east side of the building and not the west side? To be even with the west side of the west elevation of the building instead of the east elevation of the building. That way you have that. Do you need that whole parking lot closed off? Or?
Well, the main purpose of the fence is to close that driveway at night. That's the main purpose of the gate per se, because sometimes the business has their vans that they use for transport on the property. They leave them there overnight.
Right.
So that's the main purpose.
Yeah, but you park them in the back, right?
Right, but they can still go in, I guess.
Yeah, they park them in the back. I was just wondering what that gate's going to look like, to the.
There's a reference.
No, I mean, driving by to the neighborhood, whatever, rather than having the gate in the back, it's still giving you security to protect the vans and back of the building, while moving the gate, actually moving the gate farther off the road.
It's separated, like I was saying, around 14 feet. It's not close to the sidewalk. It's very separated, and again, we ensured that triangle visibility for any property, any cars passing by. If I can go to, can I go to the
Staff
next
already
slide?
looked at that, I guess. The elevator, where the gate's gonna be placed on the east side rather than on the west side of the building?
Yeah, I mean, this was their request. It went through the engineering department, the planning department, and even though it doesn't show it in the memo there, we did get approval from the fire department. If adjustments have to be made to it, again, the location, if adjustments have to be made at building permit slightly to accommodate, sight lines and stuff like that, we'll certainly work with them on it. But this is their request. That's what they're asking for, and it's been approved by our DRC.
I'm just thinking of aesthetics to the surrounding area, where the gate's gonna be versus toward the back of the building, or toward even with the west side elevation of the building, I should say.
And you all are the planning and zoning board. You can certainly express those concerns, and if the applicant's willing to do it, but according to code, he's allowed to have the fence at that location. It's not the prettiest, we understand, but.
Yeah, I was thinking too about the aesthetic of that. How was that chosen, that selection of fence? Because it's very different from the look of the building, and I'm just wondering how that was chosen. And
We have that fence and that style of gate throughout multiple properties.
oh, you do?
Yeah, yeah, that's like a standard for the company, and the building, I believe, is like a grayish tone, which we're trying to keep in line with the fence colors, and trying to keep a neutral color throughout. But yes, that's a standard for the company. That's the same material. We have a warehouse that we have that same gate. Multiple properties throughout South Florida. That's the gate and the material we use. Same vendor every single time. It's the company standard, basically.
I have a question. How does it blend with the existing fence that's there from the rest of the property? Does it blend in with the existing property? Existing fence, is that there?
I believe I don't think there's a current fence in the front at the
There's
moment.
nothing in the front, correct?
Right.
But in the back, does it blend in with the one that's in the
No,
back?
it does not. It's not similar to the one in the back.
It is not.
No.
If I can add to that if you want. The fence that runs along the north side of the property belongs to the daycare, and it's a wooden, I think it's a wooden fence, as is the fence that goes across the back. And then the fence on the south side, it's not a fence on the south side, it's a concrete wall between them and the shopping center.
Right.
I'm trying to understand where on the front you are putting the gate. Can you,
To the driveway?
yeah.
Is there a way I can go maybe on Google Maps and show you there, or perhaps so you can?
Wait, can you show us on the
map?
diagram that's here? Can you show me? Okay, so that,
I'm trying to zoom in.
so we're facing Douglas Road.
So Douglas Road is this one,
Yeah.
and then the fence is right
Yeah,
here.
just
It's right there.
Right.
That's where you're putting it.
That's where we're putting it.
And then it's going to go around the corner? Is that what you're
It's
saying?
going to go around the corner,
So it's
but-
14 feet on Douglas Road and then down the
Down.
side of the building?
but it won't go all the way down. It's only to a certain area because there's the
And
neighborhood
where is
apartment.
it in proximity to the sign that says,
The monument sign?
yeah,
It's very far apart because of that triangle, that visibility triangle. We didn't design it to have the monument inside that triangle, so it doesn't. There's no obstruction in view. So we placed the sign towards the south of the property,
okay.
completely
And
out
this
of
is, and
completely
this
out
is
of
to
the.
the north end of the property?
Correct. This is on the north side of the property. Way into our driveway.
What are the hours of operation of this business, do you know?
8 to 5.
So why do you need illuminated signs on the other side of the building?
We again, like the previous question, we have illuminated signs, and it's a company standard throughout all of our properties. The illumination is brought down tremendously at night. We keep to the code of this vendor has Forever Signs is a vendor that has produced multiple signs throughout Miami-Dade, Broward, throughout Florida, and he always follows the guidelines of each city of the illumination required at night. But
I
we
can
always
see it on your monument sign, and by the way, your monument picture says, night view, but in the project description, it doesn't say the monument sign is illuminated.
there is a night view. The actual sign, the letters illuminate. The monument doesn't illuminate, but the letters do.
It's illuminated, correct?
The letters.
Okay, but in the project description, it doesn't say that the monument sign is illuminated. It says the other three are, but it doesn't say that one is.
Was this the project description in 2024, if I'm not mistaken?
And you're kind of close to a residential neighborhood. I don't know why you need illuminated signs on the other sides since you're not open at night. I can see
It's
the
for
monument sign,
advertising.
but I can't see the other ones.
It's for advertising. For cars driving at any hour, they can see the sign. They know that we're in the neighborhood. I understand where you're coming from, and we again, if that's something we need to address, we will.
The same discussion when they can't have.
So the purpose for the lighting is just branding, I guess, at night?
It's branding.
But it's going to be not as illuminated? It's
No,
just gonna be...
no. It's toned down. The illumination is drastically brought down. It doesn't interfere with any traffic. It doesn't hurt the eyes. Again, this is what we've installed in the city of Hialeah, Miami-Dade County, unincorporated, throughout different counties and cities. We always stick to the guidelines that city requires and follow the correct procedures. And again, this vendor has installed throughout.
So I have one more question.
Of course.
The reason that you want this gate is for what?
For security, mainly for security.
For security, but you're currently there, am I correct?
At the property?
Yeah,
Yes, we occupy the property.
okay, and have you had security problems that necessitate this?
We've seen a tendency of, I can't speak for certain in that property, but we have seen an increase in other properties with the van, especially at night. That's the main one. And we also have, let's say, if cleaning comes for 30 minutes or an hour just to pick up trash, they've had some encounters in other locations that we're just trying to avoid.
And you think that this fence is going to help that situation?
We believe so, yes.
Okay, thank you.
And it's a manual fence as well,
Yeah.
so that's a lot.
I could see a sign on the south side, but I really don't see why you need a sign on the north side because it's closer to residential. And also, since the project description doesn't talk about the monument sign being illuminated, does that wording have to be changed, staff?
So I guess we're here in the report itself, it does not specifically speak about that particular item. However, the plans in the back do. The gentleman's kind of corrected the record here to discuss the fact that it is illuminated. It's our miss on that. I apologize.
And that sign in the north is the face of the property, is the entrance of the business.
I couldn't hear that last part.
This is
From that the sign in the north is the face of the property. It's the entrance to the actual medical center.
I know on the north side it's closer to residential. On the south side there's not much of anything. Seems like you'd put it on the south side because it's more visible from Taft Street. What do I know?
Yeah, well, it's really not in keeping with the city's, practice to have signs just really for the purpose of branding?
Well, we have the signs for advertising and to create like the awareness again that the clinic, that the medical center is there for the neighborhood. Again, this is we try to keep a standard throughout the properties, and we have a sign in the main entrance in the main entrance as for the customer when the patient comes in, they can see the sign and they can see where I'm walking.
The thing is, you've already gotten permission to have much larger signs than is typically allowed.
Right.
So I personally, I think you're kind of pushing it.
That's a question. What is the current signing there now?
There's only one current sign on the east side. The one that faces Douglas Road.
And there's one on the building as well.
That one, that's the one I'm talking about.
But there's also a monument sign on.
No, no, there's no monument sign.
Madam
No,
Chair,
we didn't want to do anything prior, obviously,
Okay.
for approval.
I thought there was.
But you also have, you have the sign on the building and a sign, you said what, on the south side?
The only sign we currently have is the one facing Douglas Road.
Okay.
And what we're asking is the sign on the north, which is the entrance to the building, a heart and a little wall that's the wall's already there. It's part of the building, but it's like a bland wall, so we just want to add the heart logo and the monument.
Because you currently have nothing there now.
No.
You want a brand on that side of the.
There's no current monument sign on the property. The only signage that there is on the north, on North Douglas Road.
Well, the signage on the building stands out quite a bit too.
On the
On the building itself. On the building itself.
Right, the only existing sign? The only existing sign, you mean?
The sign on the building.
That sign's not there.
That's what?
That sign is not currently there.
There's no sign.
That's just the rendering.
That's just the rendering.
Oh, when is that?
That's
Were
what
you
we're,
going to ask for permission
Right,
for this sign?
That's what we're asking for in this meeting. We're asking.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. The sign, you have this on the building. That's what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
Then you
sorry.
have this on the building itself.
Right.
Madam Chair, sorry, just a point of information here, I guess. When the variances came through the first time, this was the exact same sign plan that they brought forward. So when these items were approved, this was the intent. They had to get the variances first, to come back here to be able to do it again. So this is really kind of, you've already granted the variance for exactly the same thing that you.
Okay.
If I can, regarding the signs, just to clear it up, I live right there. The only sign on the building is the one he's talking about on the east side. And like Mr. Yachik just said, we already approved the variances on these, and I guess you're just updating what
Correct.
you want to do. There's no other sign, there's no monument sign.
There's no change to what was previously.
Right, just to clear that up.
Yeah.
And also, I might add that the sign that is there is not very bright at night at all.
Okay.
It's just, you can see it, but that's about it, you can't.
Thank you.
So you don't
Can
have
I
any problem with a sign on the north elevation that's at a much higher level than the other ones?
Okay.
Same height, it's a two-story building.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion for member Doris Gonzalez, second by member Goldish. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time tonight. Thank you. Thank you, board members.
And just to let you all know, we'll work with the sign person on this property to make sure that the light stays low. If you guys pass by it, you see anything, please let us know and we'll work with them. I believe he's giving his they'll make adjustments.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If there's anything that we need to adjust, you can always reach out and we will. We try to help.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, too.
Okay, on to new business. Consent agenda items. MSC 2024-00, oh, we did that, never mind. New business quasi judicial items. SP 2026-001 Walmart Supercenter. This is quasi judicial. Do you waive your quasi judicial rights? Yes.
Could you explain what that
First state
means?
your name, please.
Yes, Dominic Trissler, Langen Engineering. Here today representing Walmart East Stores LP. So good
And
evening.
then did you waive your rights? Because I didn't hear that.
What exactly does that mean?
So basically, you're waiving the formality of a kind of quasi-judicial hearing.
Yes.
Everybody waives it. Don't worry about it. Do you want to tell us about your project?
Yes. So good evening, everyone. Dominic Tressler, Langen Engineering. I'm here today for case SP 2026-0001. This is for the existing Walmart Supercenter, store number 2591, located at 151 Southwest 184th Avenue, Pembroke Pines, Florida. So this is the existing site. The reason for this project case is that Walmart has decided to move forward with an initiative for their OPD online pickup and delivery services. So the site is Broward County Parcel ID 5140 1902 2210 and 5140 1902 2210. The zoning is a PUD. It's under Silver Lakes Phase 2 Commercial Tract C4, and it has frontage on 184th Avenue and Pines Boulevard. The reason for this project is that they will be modifying the location of their online pickup and delivery services area. They will be doing a building expansion of 6,749 square feet. That is located in the vicinity of where they currently have the garden center, so they will be taking over a portion of that for storage area for their pickup services, and they will be relocating where they currently have the pickup parking spaces. They currently have 33 spaces on the site in the northwest corner of the building. They will be relocating those in the southwest corner of the building near where they will have the storage area where they're taking over the garden center. So here is the overall site plan here, and what you can see here for reference is this area right here is where the current pickup is located. They will be relocating that to this area in the south here, and this is where the new building will take over where the existing garden center is. Here is an image of the site plan and the new pickup spaces, as well as where we have that building expansion there. And here are some elevations that our architects have provided. So with that being said, do we have any questions?
So, yeah, sorry. It says OPD expansion, so you're not actually adding space to the garden center, you're taking.
We're not
you're
adding
taking away
space to
that
the garden
se-
center. Yeah,
we'll
we're
say
taking it
7,000
away,
square feet.
converting that to the storage.
So you're depleting your garden,
Yes,
downsizing
correct.
your garden center.
There will be less garden
Less
center
space.
area.
Okay, because it's kind of misleading the way it's written as an expansion, so we take that to mean new construction.
Understood, yeah.
So where would the entrance to the garden center be after this happens?
Could you repeat that?
Hmm?
Could you repeat that question?
Repeat it.
Where
Where
is the
would the
garden
entrance
center?
to the garden
So
center be?
the garden center is going to be in the same location. It's still in that southwest corner of the building. It's just that there will be a certain amount of that area remaining for the garden center. So right now there's about 18,000 square feet of the garden center area. We are taking about 6,000 of that and converting it to storage area for the OPD. The remaining 12,000 will still remain as garden center.
And I think the actual entrance to the garden center, I don't think there is one from the outside of the store. Is there? You can exit in some area, but I think in this particular one, the only way into that garden center is through the store.
I believe so, yes.
I think there's emergency exits, and they used to be open years ago, I remember. But then I don't think you can go from the parking lot right into the garden center. Correct me if I'm wrong.
We
But
used to be able to.
used to
Like
be
many
able
years
to,
ago.
but yeah.
My big problem with this is that, where the pickup is currently, it's right at the beginning of the store you move it down to the garden center, you're gonna have a lot more traffic going across pedestrian crosses. So I would ask that you make access into that pickup center from 100 and, what is that road, 184?
There is an entrance back.
Yeah, so there is a
Chair, if I
driveway
can-
access, actually.
One person at a time, please.
I just want to make sure it'll be
Do you
recognized.
understand what I'm saying? If you have more traffic coming through the main road to the store, there's a lot of,
There's an entrance there.
yeah, there's a lot of pedestrian crossings that you're gonna have more traffic going to the new distribution center. So I'm asking that if you can route people to come in on the western entrance off of 184th to keep them from killing passenger pedestrians.
Will you have
Ma-
signage?
Madam
Yeah, so
Chair.
to add to what she said, will you have signage directing people to the new?
Yes, and that is part of what has been,
Madam Chair, I'd like to address something though, if when I get a chance, or when I'm given the opportunity, real quick.
Linda?
Okay, 184th Avenue, and this says that this was approved prior. I don't know if anyone, I live in this area. And like I said, at 184 Avenue, there are a lot of accidents in this intersection. This area here that's being, I guess, where they're gonna relocate the pickup center, and I'm also looking at your map. And I want some clarification where this pickup, because that entrance right there, I believe, is where a lot of traffic makes U-turns, and there have been several crashes in this intersection. And just to be clear, is this where most of the traffic is going to be as they enter here on 184th, just south of Pines Boulevard?
so are you?
I'm looking at this map here that has the pickup areas designated, and you have it shows where your parking spaces for the new pickups are gonna be. So you're gonna have a backup of traffic here along 184 getting in for that pickup. So 184 will be your primary entry or ingress into this pickup area.
For the pickup services, yes.
So you're gonna increase traffic on 184 Avenue.
No, not necessarily, as ultimately it will be a rerouting of traffic from one area to the other. At the end of the day, my belief is that customers will come into the entrance that they prefer to come into the Walmart, and they will be routed either by the pickup signage on the site to the rear area of the site, whichever entrance they usually prefer to use.
How many spaces are you adding there?
There will be 33 spaces. There are currently 33 spaces on the site, so it's not generating an increase in the amount of delivery.
It's just being
impact.
moved.
It's just being relocated to the other side.
So you're actually moving in an area that is very congested right now, in my experience with that Walmart. And also, another question is, what Vice Chair Goldich had pointed out, with the garden site, if I'm reading this correctly, you're gonna make it a two-story building? It says that you're proposing a 16 feet tall, square foot expansion to the southeast corner of the existing Walmart Supercenter Garden Center. So you're gonna make it 2 stories, is that?
No, that's not the case. It's going to remain 1 story.
So why is it expanding to 16 feet? It says the applicant is proposing a 16 feet tall, 6,749 square foot expansion to the southeast corner. So they're gonna make it taller than what it is?
No, that's,
Currently is?
the area of the garden center, what you might be seeing here is, this is the existing building behind that area of the garden center that's being expanded. So what you can see here is, this is actually the facade that is being worked on. This is what's existing behind it.
Well, from what I know about the area, being familiar with it, that's where you enter into the garden center. That's on the southeast corner. When you
Yes.
park on the southeast corner, this is one of the entries into the store and into the garden center, correct?
Yes.
That's the area,
So
that's the area that's gonna be expanded.
it's not exactly going to be expanded, but rather taken over.
Okay, and what's gonna make it taller? Why, just so I understand might be a stupid question, but I'm just trying to visualize. What's the 16-foot tall expansion that you're referring to?
Could it be that, because what's there now is not a structure, right? It's fencing, basically, covered fencing.
What's there now is effectively, it's a covered canopy, right?
So you're gonna
So
expand
it's-
the building up to the property line? Because I know there's a driveway there, there's an access road that goes to the side of the building.
Yes, the access
You're
road is
gonna
gonna
eliminate
remain.
that access road?
No. The access road is remaining. You can see
Okay.
that's here.
They have to keep the access road.
May I interject? So my understanding is that the actual garden area is being reduced. So a portion
Yes.
of it is gonna be closed off so that they can hold the merchandise that is gonna be ready to be picked up. And they're moving the same exact amount of parking spaces just to that side, so it's easier to transport the packages and put them in the cars.
So why is it explained as an expansion? What's
Well, but more
expanding?
than that, I think
So-
it's because it's,
Hold on.
I'm
please.
sorry. It's the
I think
building,
that
they're
has
making
to-
a building, right?
It has to do with what's defined as building area versus the overhead canopy.
So what you're saying is that the actual square footage that's there now, the actual building itself, is not going to change?
Correct.
What is going to change is what's occupying it.
Yes.
So you're removing the garden center and expanding it to be pickup area.
Yes.
Half
Okay,
of
and
it.
what are the hours of this pickup area? Is this, because there's some concerns with some neighboring residents that it's going to be a distribution center. Can you explain that?
So I'm not sure what the hours of the store are, but they would be the same hours as the store. It would not be overnight hours, certainly not.
So the store is open till 11 PM. But this building that you're going to build a building to be the storage building, the customers do not actually go in there, right? That's
Yes, it's an employee area.
employees only.
Yes.
The customers still wait in their cars.
They still wait in their cars, the employees store
And
the items
only the
there,
employees go in
and then
this
they will
new
bring them out to the
area.
pickup.
Okay.
So when purchases are made online, they can personally go over there and have these items that were purchased delivered to their vehicles. That's what the purpose of this is. So you can have more storage for online purchases,
Yes, that's correct.
but with the same store hours.
Yes, there would be no change to store hours.
So this is basically to eliminate items being delivered to the homes. Instead, you
Exactly.
can go pick them up personally.
Exactly.
Make it easier.
I have a big
Yeah,
logistics
but it's
question.
expanding more.
During the holidays, there are 20 to 30 huge cargo containers parked in that
My
area.
concern is the part.
Where are you gonna put them this year, once you do this? They're parked in that area, they take up the
Yes.
whole parking space from the garden center all the way to, almost all the way to 184th. There's usually at least 20 of them. Those big cargo containers that you see on ships.
I do know what you're talking about.
You know
I'm
what
not,
I'm talking about?
I'm not
Where-
sure what the plan
Where
is
are
for
you gonna
that.
put them? I mean, they have to go someplace, so if they go on other parking, then you really don't have the kind of parking you're talking about. It's a big to-do, those cargo containers.
It is.
It's not a small number, it's a huge number, and it's during the holidays, and it's in that exact area.
It
It's where
occupies
they
the
all
entire
are.
area.
Could we do a caveat
It
that,
occupies the entire area. you're correct.
Right, so what, you know,
that we can't have both? So either they have the parking spaces or those,
Well, so let me back up for a moment. If there's any storage to be had, they have to come to the city and
Where?
request that. And if they do request it, we make sure that they have the minimum number of parking required for a place. If
How are
not,
you
then we
gonna
send,
do that?
then we send code compliance out and we'll cite them.
Yeah.
every year they do it.
And one more thing. Obviously, you guys alluded to it, but I want to make it clear. We consider this a building expansion because it's an actual physical enclosed building. It's not the
garden.
the
I
garden
don't know
center.
where they're gonna put 'em.
So we look at it that way.
Right.
Because it's gonna be closed off.
Could have clarified that a little bit better.
But the closed off portion is gonna be done in the interior, not the exterior. When you're saying it's gonna be closed off, it's inside, it's not an additional building that's being added.
Correct, it's an extension of the
That's what I meant.
existing building, but
Correct.
because it's going to be enclosed and I believe AC'd,
Yes,
because it's AC square footage, we consider it an expansion to the
Correct.
original building.
because that existing is not air conditioned.
But they've been there every year and nothing's ever been done about them.
Well, call this year.
I'll certainly, we'll get together, he's hearing it now, he can go back to Walmart and let them know. And then,
You
of
know
course,
what I'm talking about?
if there is a complaint, then we can certainly work with, we'll certainly send code compliance out.
It does make me feel better that if they do want to do that, they have to come to the city and get a permit. So at that point.
How? If they put them on the rest of the parking, then they don't have enough
That's
parking.
if they
Well, they
can't
have to
prove it,
take them back to
we
where
won't
they
prove it.
got them from. They'll have to take them back to distribution or
And
something.
now they have 6,749 square feet of enclosed, protected area to be able to put that stuff, so.
So maybe they won't need it, is what you're saying, Joe.
But it's gonna be occupied with online purchases, not for holiday.
So do we put a caveat in there, though, that if they have to put these bins or cargo bins in, that it's required that they come before the city for a permit?
Well, obviously that's being told to him right now. It's not, it's a kind of a requirement of code anyway for them to do that. So-
Yeah, they probably should have been
Right.
cited before.
Right,
For
and
that.
again, you guys all live out there, clearly, if you see something, you can call us up, if it's not, if they did it in error, now, understand, sometimes these things get dropped off and they're working through things, we'll work with them and either tell them to get them off-site, or, or we'll be able to permit them somehow.
I have a question. We have received information from people who are adjacent to the area, indicating that they believe that this is going to become a distribution center. Can you allay that concern that this is not going to be, or is going to be, a distribution center?
I would say that's not the case, because if you look at the total percentages of pickup versus, shoppers going for their groceries, there's obviously going to be a proportion of people who order their services online, but it's not going to become something where this is the vast majority of shopping traffic here. It's just that this is something that a lot of young people prefer to order their groceries online. A lot of older people prefer to go in person and get their groceries. Sometimes, the older people do prefer to get their groceries online for ease of access, but in general, the demographic of this area tends towards, in-person services.
Well, I'm one of the old people, and I think of a distribution center as a place that the corporate structure is using to supply stuff. Now, that's my interpretation of what it is, but I'm learning that the distribution center also means where I can go and pick it up. I think what I'd like some clarity on is that your use of the term distribution center is that it's going to be the ability for me to come in and pick it up, or individuals to come and pick it up,
It also
as
says-
opposed to being utilized as a drop-off, and you will then be using it.
It says delivery also.
No, but you stay in your car. You don't go to this building.
Okay. Another concern is when the merchandise is delivered to this center, it's gonna be delivered by trucks. And this has to be completely supplied, because people are gonna be buying things. As they buy things, more things are coming in. So what is the plan? How is merchandise gonna be delivered by the company? Is there an area where there's gonna be the unloading of
So
merchandise?
all of the unloading will happen within the building where the unloading areas are in the rear already.
Okay.
So it's going to be brought into the building, and then what happens really, think about this, when somebody orders their groceries online or whatever it is, the associates inside the store are going to gather the items, and they're going to bring it to the storage area to have it ready so that they can then bring it out
So
to the
they're
car.
gonna utilize the same method as they are now?
Same method as what's
with
currently happening.
Supplying the store.
Are they going to be using the same pickup area as people coming to pick up items? I've seen their vans are like large vans, say Walmart on them. where are they gonna be going to pick up the things they're delivering? Is it gonna be the same area that people are driving through to pick up their items themselves?
So we're talking about the delivery services now, correct? Or
The delivery, yeah.
yes. So I am not completely sure on that, but I would assume that they would be loading within those loading areas in the rear.
Before we go any further, I have a letter from a resident, Luis Mori Santos, regarding this application. He is opposed to it because he lives behind it, and he's urging us not to vote for it. If you'd like to see it, I don't know.
I will make note that there is a retention pond in this area, and there is a significant amount of landscape screening in this area here. I'm assuming that he lives across from this retention pond.
There's a pretty wide landscaping area there too, isn't there?
Yes.
Maybe you could make it a little more thick, a little thicker?
We will be going for a landscaping permit directly after this. That is something that could be evaluated.
Because some of it's kind of thick, but some of it's kind of sparse, especially towards the building.
Yes.
It's not.
That is something that could be looked at to add a bit more landscape in that area to screen it further.
And there's also a concrete wall on that side
Yes.
as well, I think. Now, is this this is going to be very much like the newer Walmart here by Flamingo, Pines and Flamingo, right? They have one of these one of these buildings there, right?
I wasn't actually involved in that project, so I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. I think it was not there originally, and I don't know, do you guys remember that was
So I
before me? Do you
personally-
remember?
I'm one of those folks that orders everything online, so I have, and Amex gives you like a free service that waives the fee, so I use it all the time. So basically what I've done is either I get it delivered, or I go and I drive in the spot, and when I'm there, I either scan the parking space, and then somebody comes with a bag and says, thank you. So what this does is that everything's already gonna be gathered in one area, so it's just faster, it's just more efficient.
But they come out of that new building it was built like in the last year or something, right? That new building all the way on the north end.
I waited half an hour to pick up.
And they come straight out, you park pretty much straight out from that, right?
Yeah. I've
So,
done it from both, so.
Yeah, so it's efficient. This is actually much more efficient than what they have going now. I find what they're doing now disrupts with the shoppers for the actual store. But this seems much more efficient.
So just to clarify, you already have, which I know we approved it a while ago, the 33 spaces, you're just relocating that. And then you're just taking roughly half of the garden center and closing that, using that as your pickup storage, and then basically that's it. Nothing else has really changed. You're not making any changes to the building or the parking lot per se.
That is correct.
Correct. Okay. I'd like to make a motion to accept the project.
I'd like to second it.
Motion made by Member Goldich, seconded by Doris Gonzalez. All is in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
I oppose.
Unanimously.
It's like to go on the record as opposing.
Okay.
What's that?
I oppose it.
One opposed.
Okay, 4-1. And you don't forget about the landscaping.
Yep,
Because I'll be on your
absolutely.
case
And
about it if you don't-
I will make contact with Walmart in regards to their storage containers as well.
Yeah, because you do generate a lot of noise there, you know.
Understood. You all have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think we can watch for that.
Items
That
at the request of the board. Apparently, at our May meeting, alternate member Zacharias left a voicemail on Cheryl's upstairs phone number around 6. She was down here, so didn't hear it. So we need to excuse him from the May 14th meeting. So do I have a motion?
I'm so moved to excuse it.
Motion made by member LeVate, seconded by
I'll second.
Doris Gonzalez. All is in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
Motion passes. Staff.
Nothing. We're very happy that we got through another 6 months, and we have July off. Remember July off, so we'll be back in August.
Oh, that's right.
Yep, we'll be back in August, and
I
we'll
should
be.
say that
totally forgot.
After board night, I talked to Mike Stam, who's one of the city, what is he, system directors? And he thought it was a good idea about adding an extra fee for people that come in after they've paid, so I don't know what the procedure is for that. It needs to be an amount that they don't just do it all the time.
By the way, Madam Chair, just fantastic job with the report. It was great. You're succinct and I think effective.
Thank you.
All right, anything else, anybody? Meeting is adjourned.
Have a great trip, Joe.
Thank you.
Oh, where are you going?
Italy, is that?
He's going to Italy.
Italia.
Viva Italia.